The Lincolnshire Police and Crime Commissioner, Mark Jones, has defended his county force using jokey social media posts to engage with communities. He says it's good news if social posts help to solve crime, but professionalism is still needed. It's not the first time the police have faced criticism for jokey posts on social media. And we should just have a look at this and ask ourselves the question, should the police make jokes? All right? Do you want to see a police officer who's just going like that, you know, cracking a joke and smiling? Because some people say, no, I don't want to see laughter in a uniform. Fundamentally, a uniform says you're here for a serious job. Now, here's Samuel Walmsley. This is the Lancashire Police. How it started, how it's going. In a car, stolen car with money and a mugshot. One of 14 men to be sentenced for criminal conspiracies, drugs, burglary, vehicle theft. Total of nearly 10 years for the gang, all right? Walmsley and co. They say they've had overwhelmingly positive reaction to this post. However, there were complaints. Somebody said, removing somebody's liberty is incredibly sad and serious. You don't make a meme about it on social media. A blog tweeted, this sort of mocking, joking tweet is disgraceful. It condescends to and insults the victims of crime, is unseemly celebratory, and acts like policing is all one big jolly jape. Another user said, sassy posts are unprofessional, crass, and pretty childish. Here's another. Police in Canterbury. Male wanted for 9 months, arrested in a dentist chair. He was down in the mouth and braced himself. No need for a cavity search. Right. Police jokes. Leicester, not a scam. If you've committed a burglary in the Leicester area within the last week, come to our police station and claim a free iPad. I think they might be joking, but, you know, maybe somebody turned up. Similar thing here. Solihull Police. Anyone lost a huge amount of cannabis in the Chelmsley Wood area? Don't panic. We found it. Please come to the police station to collect it. And we see you. Sorry, police, ice warning. They do this like vanilla ice. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back and the roads are glistening. This is me rapping. Slowly because the streets are freezing. Don't forget to clear your windscreen. Etc. Then they get hammered by the Daily Mail. This is the danger. Police ridiculed for tweeting. I know this is a bit of an old-fashioned sort of objection, but come on, a lot of people feel it's not proper. Ridiculed for tweeting cringeworthy weather warning in style of 90s pop song. I don't know the rights and wrongs here. Jerry, you work in this area. You work in crime.
I don't object to it as long as it's tasteful.
Yeah.
If it's mocking people, if it's mocking the vulnerable, then no, don't do it. It's just a question of taste, good judgment.
What about mocking Samuel Walmsley, who's vulnerable in the sense that he's had to go to jail?
Well, he's gone to jail because he's committed an offence.
So that's all right.
If it's a warning to other people, look, mate, this is what happens. And it's amazing what people do put on their phones.
Yeah, of course, he was partly convicted because he filmed himself with stolen cash.
Well, I had a client a few years ago, and he said, well, the police can't say this is my phone. So we scrolled through. I said, is that your penis? To which he says, yes, it is. I said, well, it's your phone then, isn't it? Pleaded guilty.
Brilliant. Yasmin.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with this because we have had cases in the last couple of years of some really grotesque jokes on WhatsApp groups and so on.
Oh, well, that is different.
Different.
Yeah, well,
and it's if you develop a culture where you think it's all ha-ha and a jape, and you lose sight of propriety, fairness, seriousness, and it's even if somebody has been convicted of a crime, I think there's still a responsibility to treat it all more seriously. I get it. I mean, some of the jokes are really funny. I accept that. But I think policing is a serious business.
And the one about, I don't know, but I've got a faint memory that one of the police forces did try that thing of, we found some cannabis. If you've dropped it, please come to the station. I think somebody might have actually come. So occasionally you do get someone falling for it. And that's a policing technique rather than a joke, isn't it?
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
So that's okay. We'd love your thoughts on this. 0207 862 2222. Is it okay for the police to make jokes? There was a case of the police helicopter in London was being misused. So they were filming rooftop scenes they maybe shouldn't have been seeing. But also they were getting into a back and forth with people on social media. And, if somebody says, oh, the police helicopter's up again, what a waste of money. And they're saying, well, you wouldn't say it was a waste of money if we found a burglar in your house. And again, there was a complaint that's not really appropriate.
I don't think that's appropriate at all.
Yeah.
That's quite wrong. But I think Yasmin made a very good point about some of these WhatsApp groups, and some of them were scary. I mean, there were jokes about dead bodies. I mean, it was
Well, there were two
appalling.
famous cases. There were the two sisters who were murdered, which, by the way, got very little publicity compared to what it should have got.
Yeah.
And they took photos of the corpses, which is incredible. And there was the famous Charing Cross WhatsApp group where the police were making disgusting comments.
Yeah.
This is all different. This is about jokes, public-facing jokes. Montana on Twitter says, why shouldn't the police joke? How are we supposed to relate to the police if the institutional negative perceptions are maintained? Paul on Facebook says, depends what they're joking about. As we've seen in the past, they have managed to joke about inappropriate things. We also, you have police saying we're going to dance at the Notting Hill Carnival, NHS staff dancing in corridors. People don't like that.
Why?
Do they? No, leave out the carnival. That's a separate thing. Leave out the carnival. I'm thinking about police officers dancing in front of a car at the station to say we're all hip and happening. Is that not just a waste of time?
Well,
I have no objection.
I have no objection. As long
don't
as you're
mind
not
that?
spending all day doing it. But yeah, nothing wrong with it. Gay pride, that was the thing. People got very upset because police officers were dancing. What's wrong with
That
that?
was quite nice.
Yes, I think it was rather sweet.
And I mean, what used to happen at Carnival was so awful.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean,
Forget that is a different thing where they have to make an effort to be part of it because of historic reasons.
Exactly
Absolutely
right.
accept.
Exactly
It's
right.
more to do with dancing videos. Dan in Durham, hi.
How are you doing?
I'm not bad. That's so nice of you to ask. Thank you. I mean, bit of this and a bit of that.
Mustn't grumble.
Mustn't grumble. Yeah. I did the thing the other day where I was talking to my wife about how we'd been married 21 years, and I did the classic, you get less for murder. It's such a British thing. You always say when you say how.
Did what?
Well, she laughed because she's used to it. Dan, sorry,
Got to
carry
look on
on.
the bright side.
Yeah. Look on the bright side, Dan. That's it. So, what do you think about the police joining in with the jokes?
I think the police are part of the community, and I think they strive very hard to be so. As such, you've got to have some humour, otherwise people just see you as some sort of faceless agent that's there to persecute them, keep them in line. You've got to be there. And let's face it, I think that you do generate perhaps sometimes a warped sense of humour. You certainly generate a sense of humour when you work there.
Yeah. I'm kind of on my... I took... I mean, this is bizarre. Yesterday... Was it yesterday? No, the day before. I was going out in the evening and there were two officers walking down our high street. And I said to my wife, blimey, I've got to take a photo of this. I might be able to see if I can find it. But how crazy is that because I see a police officer on the beat, it's such a special event, I have to try and get a photo of it. Do you have the same, Dan?
Yeah, I just think there's so much misunderstanding of what actually goes on behind what appears to be closed doors.
Sure.
And,
sure.
The people getting a little bit closer to what actually a police officer is and does, and that they're actually humans as well, I think is a positive thing.
Jerry?
I agree. Totally right. Absolutely spot on, Dan. But it's got to be in good taste. And it's got to be appropriate. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay. I'm going to find my photo of the police from 2 nights ago so I can show you. I don't know if it just struck me that it's such an odd thing where you think to yourself, it's so unusual to see an officer on the beat that you're going to take a photo. I felt after having, here we are. Okay, I've got it. So I thought to myself, okay, there we are. Take a look at that. And my wife said, what are you doing? I said, this is a special event.
No, it's not.
Well, I don't see police officers patrolling in my area very often.
In my area, we see a lot of
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you, Jerry?
No, I don't. Well, I live in a village.
But
we're very bad where I live.
But I don't know whether it's appropriate to just say, look, I feel like this is a major moment. Carmel in Surrey, hi.
Hello.
So, listen, loads of sympathy with good police officers need defending because they've had such a bad time in these forces. What do you think about joking on social media?
I follow Kingston Police, and their blog is so funny. It's so informative. It's
Good.
Informative, hugely informative. It's got a huge following, and it just proves that police officers are human beings.
Well, you know what? That sort of clinches it in a way, because I think if no one would read it if it was boring, would they? So
Absolutely not. They've got a huge following, and lots of people advise other forces to look at the Kingston blogs and just to follow them, because we're followed by Kingston in Canada, who find it all so entertaining. So it's not just from an entertaining point of view; it's to show that these guys are human beings who work hard under trying conditions and get bad press constantly.
Yeah, well, I might look up. Or is it just the Kingston blog? Is it online?
Yes,
it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are.
On Twitter.
Have a look. Have a look. It's informative, and it connects with the community, which is so important.
Okay, thank you, Carmel. Yeah, there's some of the police accounts on Twitter are very good. There's a guy called Andy Cox who was superb, detective chief superintendent who worked in London, transformed London's roads when he was here, then went to Lincolnshire, now has come back to the Met. He does brilliant Twitter. Surrey road cops do brilliant Twitter. So, and they're uploading really educational films about stuff on the roads that they've seen. Jennifer is in London itself. Hi, Jennifer.
Jeremy, morning. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. What do you think? Should the police be joking?
Look, the police have a job to do, like everybody else, like the nurses, the doctors, the teachers. Given the context, we need to understand that they're normal people like everybody else. Obviously, it's their job to tackle crime. As you've seen what happened in Oxford Street yesterday with the looting that happened at...
what was that? What was going on there? There's something going wrong in that street.
It's getting out of hand. But you can see that they're more than capable of doing their job effectively. But I just think in general, with social media, it really is getting out of control. I work in social media management. I feel that, with your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, they do police it as much as they can, especially with YouTube when it comes to comments.
But that's a bit different, yeah. But I mean, but should they be being cheeky on social media, the police?
Given the nature of, the joke, I mean, I can't speak in specific. Obviously, that's quite... a general statement, but I think it's okay if it's harmless.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you.